Hello everybody and welcome to the 2019-2020 Endangered Animal Summit here in San Francisco, California. My name is Riley Renner. I am a student going into my senior year at Grand Canyon University, and I am here to teach you today about one of my favorite endangered animals, the gharial. A little bit about the gharial. The gharial is the longest and one of the largest of the crocodilian species that lives in the water. They're easily identifiable by their long, slim snout that can extend up to 2 to 3 meters. It's known by its large, sharp teeth on both sides, kind of looking like a saw, almost has a shark-type strength and appearance. Adults can reach a length of 4 meters female and 6 meters male, which was brought to me by Gharial Video, some of the facts that I found. River-dwelling creatures, they're river-dwelling, they've lost the ability to actually walk on all 4 legs, which is kind of interesting. So they spend almost their whole lives in the bottom of the riverbed, and they just swim along the bottom without actually having to use their legs and arms. Adults have a primary diet of fish, which is kind of hard because gharials are mainly located in India, and because of the population and the uneducation about how to keep the rivers and the ecosystems clean, gharials are losing their large population of fish, which they live on. A little bit about gharials and their population. Here we have a chart that shows the different areas in India down here, and it shows their numbers compared to the regions that they are found in. In the 1940s, there was an estimated 5,000 to 10,000 gharials that were out thriving in the wild, naturally in the rivers. In the 1970s, they were almost driven to extinction for poachers wanting their teeth, their hide, and their medicinal purposes in the Indian culture. They're originally located around India, including Nepal, Tibet, and some of the mountainous regions that are known for their low-lying rivers. The main population today resides in India, and mainly the Ganges River, which is one of the most heavily trafficked rivers in the entire world, which makes it rather difficult for these animals to live in peace and thrive how they were supposed to. Community. So gharials are non-aggressive towards humans, and the recommended way to approach and deal with these animals is to actually just leave them alone. They want nothing to do with us, so if we just keep our safe distance and respect each other, there should be no human to animal interference. As you can see in the photo that I provided today, the male gharials will actually take care of the babies while the mother is out feeding and recovering from the birthing of the animals. So as you can see here, up to 100 different babies from different litters will actually take the alpha male and learn from him and ride on his back, and he kind of protects them because they are easy prey to birds of prey flying in the air and other bigger fish that like to get a quick meal. The dominance in the gharial community, the hierarchy between who is the alpha and who is maybe lower in the pack, is all determined upon their size and their stature. So the bigger the male, the more likely you are to have different opportunities and meals and other things that other smaller gharials wouldn't have that opportunity to get. So a female looking for a male is looking for the largest, strongest male to reproduce, so her children have the best option for survival. One of the distinctivities about gharials is the large bulbous piece on their nose at the end, which is actually used for mating and to call sounds. So the bigger the nose is, the deeper the sound can get, and the more likely that male is actually going to be able to reproduce and have a family and have offspring. The ecosystem. So, as I mentioned a little bit earlier before, the largest ecosystem is located in the rivers of the Ganges, the Gira, and the Napti, all inside of India. It's a tropical environment with slow-flowing waters, but the river is always flowing. So the way that these gharials will actually eat inside their ecosystem is they'll lay at the bottom of the riverbed with their mouths wide open, and due to the long mouth and hundreds of teeth on each row, they leave their mouth open and the fish will fly forward, and they hope to snag one out of to us would be thin air, but to them would be the fast moving current. So they'll sit there with their mouths open, fish will swim by and they'll clomp down on it and they get themselves their meal. They do not have any natural predators, so they are the alphas for their environment. So the biggest threat that's posed to these prehistoric creatures is actually human beings. So without human being interaction, these creatures would thrive, have no predators. Their only loss would be young being eaten by other animals or a disease that would overcome them. But as of now, humans are their biggest competitor and their biggest problem. They're important predators inside these rivers, and they need to be protected because Without gharials, the fish would overflow. Little species of fish that were being eaten by gharials before now have the opportunity to become abundant, parasitic. Tons of problems can arise, and the whole ecosystem can be thrown off balance if we lose this incredible prehistoric creature. Conservation, which is the main reason why I'm here to talk to you guys about this today. So the gharial is on the IUCN Red List for critically endangered animals. This is a national list that's distributed in the U.S. and worldwide, letting people know which animals are just teetering on that brink of extinction, and one couple more losses in that population would cause a huge catastrophic events. So as of now, gharials are being bred inside of captivity and being released into the rivers to try to increase their populations. However, we're finding that a lot of these gharials that are being bred in captivity are having a hard time transitioning, and they're rapidly not adapting to the ecosystem they're placing in, but solutions are being put in force. Conservationists in India have decided to switch the effort from trying to save the animals to teaching the locals on how to deal with them. They need to know that these creatures aren't a threat to you. They keep to their own. If we both can respect each other in an equal pace, we both can live in peace, and they're trying to teach the locals that killing these creatures is not the solution to solve their problems. On the bright note, which we can all look forward to here at the Summit for Endangered Animals, predictions for 2020, which is this year, if you want to look at it that way, show more than 2,000 wild gharials that are actually going to be released back into India, which will almost double the wild populations right now, which is a huge goal to be happy about. We should all be able to celebrate that such a crazy, beautiful creature is finally going to be able to thrive again, and hopefully a disaster of poaching and killing and just mistreatment of such a creature will finally be put to rest. Here are some of my references today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time to talk to you guys and teach you about one of my favorite animals, and I hope you learned something today. Thank you.